That's a better mic than I'm used to using. So,
Fair.
So we still recording?
He just can't. He just can't stop, Kenny. Can't
Good
stop,
evening.
Won't stop.
Welcome to Boomer.
Come to the flow. Stop. Don't stop till you get enough.
I'm sorry. This is Boomer Rex. Give me a minute to bury my parachute.
Oh, good evening. It is Friday, May 6th, 2022. Welcome back to Boomer Rex Tonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. We're all over the place today. I am RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, Ethel, what separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
We had some very good potato salad earlier.
Oh my God, so
That
good.
was good. Excellent.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer.
Well, at the moment, it's kind of a lost boomer, as we found out in the introduction.
We have Mr.
I don't think it's fair.
Boomer
I can't
Rex
see the
himself,
screen of the damn
who
computer.
Can't seem to shut up tonight. You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning that's three unique perspectives we share, along with the facts from our literal
The hell with both of
round
you.
table.
And very likely. If the annoying Christians are right, I
Yeah, well,
fucking
yeah,
do.
you're just doomed. So am I.
Yeah,
For
all the
many
interesting
reasons.
people are.
Yep.
Oh, fuck my life. Okay. Let's dig right into our headlines. New doctors trained by servicing LA's underserved. Is this good or bad? I'm a little worried.
Family medicine interns at the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California are out in the community
Okay.
doing medicine. I think this is
Under the
absolutely great.
supervision of for real doctors?
Yeah, they're
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is good.
okay. So one of them, who was older and had been a teacher before, said that what motivated him, right, in being part of this was, he says, you've got really good students, and then you realize that one of them's been sabotaged because he spent a week out of school because his mother was sick
Yeah.
and was too afraid to go to the hospital because she was afraid she might be deported.
Yep.
So you have all of these underserved communities that they're out trying to do something about.
Hell yeah.
And he's saying, these scenarios shouldn't be happening. It's part of what drove him into medicine, right? Is trying to solve that disparity in some way. There are portions of America,
Yeah.
for God's sake, America, that don't have medical service. So, way to go, Keck School of Medicine at the University of Southern California. So they're working with the homeless, et cetera, who have very little access to brick and mortar clinics. So they're out there servicing those who need it.
Perfect.
Outstanding.
So
Yeah,
now
no,
let's
this
try
sounds
it
great.
with some U.S. Military
Right?
medical units. Some other medical schools might want to try this. Might be a few hospitals want to try this. Get out in the community, do some good.
Well, and if for nothing else, it'll help them learn to listen better, because a lot of doctors nowadays are just, they don't really listen, right? They just
Yeah.
kind of let you talk, and then they talk at you, right? And I don't really feel like, they understand the nuances of everybody is different, and each person needs different things. So one treatment that works for one person might not work for another, but a lot of these doctors just have in their head, like, this is just how this works, and that's just what you're getting, and nothing else. Like, I went to a doctor and I said, look, I've been getting this swelling in my ankles and, pain, and, I'm not sure. And you know what she said to me? Well, you're getting older. I was 35.
No,
Like, I expect to hear that when I'm in my 60s, not in my mid-fucking 30s.
while I was at the university,
245 and Doug is.
while I was at the university, a prominent professor on the medical school staff got sick, and he went to the university hospital and goddamn near managed to die before one of the nurses actually did a patient history. And so one of the things she found out was that he went running every morning in a forested area near the university. And she looked at him, and she looked again, and she went and got the physician who was treating him and said, he's got black water fever. And they had never thought about it. Nobody knew that he ran in the woods. And
That's that's like the first thing that like every doctor should ask you
Nobody
is,
got a
what do you
history.
do? Yeah. Well, what have you, what's your normal routine?
no, they brought him in, they ran all the tests. Anyway.
So he
it
spent
was-
tons of money
he
for
damn near
absolutely no
died.
reason.
Well, he didn't spend any money.
Anyway.
Another one of my professors came back from a trek in the Himalayas with some exotic, virus of some sort.
Right.
And was very, very sick. And so they did take a good history on him. They knew all about where he'd been and so forth.
Yeah.
And finally, the physician who was managing his care, he says, okay, there are two ways to go here. He said, I honestly believe you will get better over time, right? You're certainly not getting worse, and there's some evidence you might be getting better. He said, we could stop everything for 2 weeks, right? And just see where it goes, right? He said, otherwise, he said, you can take the grand tour of diagnostic medicine.
Right.
And so my professor opted for the grand tour of diagnostic medicine.
Oh, fun.
They did every test they could think of, all the imaging, all the blood
Right.
tests, all the, and he said at some point you really do get sick of people drawing blood.
I
Right.
believe it.
But anyway, never found out what was wrong with it.
Well, but it sounds like he did eventually get better without
Yes.
any whatever, so
Yeah.
it didn't really matter.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
But he said it was at least interesting he said especially the imaging, right?
Right.
That you go in and you can talk to the radiologist and so forth. And
Yeah.
he had just the right background to sort of quiz them to find out if they knew anything.
Yeah.
Fair.
And was pleasantly surprised to find out that in fact they did.
Good.
So
All right.
That's
Russia
pretty sure.
warns UK sanctions could lead to final destruction of bilateral ties.
thank
Between who?
fucking God.
Like it's
Between the UK and Russia.
I don't
There's a
think the
reason
UK
they
cares,
used
Russia.
to call it Londongrad. These are ties
Yeah.
that need to be broken. How the hell did you wind up dependent on the rich assholes of the kleptocracy? Fuck this. But it points out that Russia's beginning to get vaguely concerned about,
I think
where
they've
the
been
end
concerned
state
for
is.
a while. Yeah.
hey, Russians, the end state is you're a third world shithole for the next 30 years.
No,
Yeah,
don't
you
worry,
just
we're right
burned a
behind you.
generation.
Don't feel bad.
Putin blew it for you.
No,
Take
yeah.
him to a fourth floor window and fix the problem.
Right?
God.
Kind of assholes can fly. Historically, the answer is no.
Google defenestration. Right.
Yes.
It's a good word. Okay. Italy impounds luxury yacht. Tell me about
So
this.
anyway, there's been this $700 million yacht getting fixed up in Italy. And Italy started out looking to see if it belonged to one of the sanctioned oligarchs and so forth. Everybody thinks it's Putin's boat. So, anyway, the boat was getting set to leave and the Italians hadn't done anything. So now the Italians have seized the yacht. So, hey, Pooty boy, they got your yacht.
Right?
It's wonderful.
Yep.
Good job.
Several of the crew were members of the Federal Protective Service. So it seems quite likely that
Yeah.
it
that's
probably is
suspicious.
Putin's yacht.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's now stuck until it can prove who owns it, which of course is half the point of buying a yacht, is to buy it anonymously. So they're going to have some trouble here. It's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, good.
So,
I'm excited.
Anyway,
Okay. Trump fumed at Mike Pence after military leaders refused to shoot protesters. Why? What is going on?
Oh God. So Trump, when we were having the summer troubles and the police riots and the riots in Portland, Trump wanted the protesters shot. Now,
Of course
there are a
he did.
handful of incidents where the protesters did damage to, and it was minor damage at that. But nothing that would, they're not looting, they're not, right.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Trump had suggested shooting protesters, in the legs or something, yeah, right. Anyway.
Idiot. That's not how this works. He knows that's not how this works.
Well, and Defense Secretary Esper had said no, thank you, and the chief of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs had said no, thank you, and so he got to screaming at him, saying, "You're all losers. You're all fucking losers." And Mike Pence was in the room. It's great. Let's see who else was in there.
You're all
Pence,
losers.
William
Just
Barr,
a room full of losers.
Mark Miley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He was the one who walked across the street with Trump to.
Yep.
Where the Secret Service went out and had them clear the protesters away.
Right.
To the point that there were National Guardsmen on the periphery of that who were considering intervening on behalf of the protesters.
Good.
So,
So,
but
boys,
Miley
next
was
time,
one of
half
those
step
who
lower.
took the walk with
Oh yeah,
Trump Card down to hold the Bible
that part
upside
was still
down.
fun.
It's
I said that part was still fine. He was still walking next to the president of the United States. It was like listening to the idiot former ambassador to Ukraine. We talking about him tonight?
No.
He's come out and said he feels quite the doofus.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
You're
that
ho-
was during the period when they were trying to get dirt on Hunter Biden. And, yeah.
No, the hotels he's involved with should suffer until he's no longer involved with them.
Yeah.
Fair.
Again, he's a sworn officer of the federal government,
Yeah, that's
and he
supposed to mean
violated his
something.
oath and failed to do his job, and he should be punished.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Russian troops are intentionally sabotaging their own invasion. What is this?
So the Security Service of Ukraine claims that they have intercepted recordings of Russian troops' phone calls between each other and home. And so one of them is saying, "I don't follow stupid orders. I simply refuse." Another one says, "The motherfucker sent me to tanks. Motherfucking piece of shit. So I fucked it up. And that's it." They
Russians don't
said
be
we
telling
had
on
one tank.
yourselves.
He said we had one tank left in the unit and we broke it. So
Good job,
again,
guys.
Yep.
given the frailty of Russian tanks, especially in the presence of a U.S.-made Javelin,
Ciao.
you couldn't. Tanks have always been kind of sort of a death trap, and
Yeah.
that was when the only things.
Bad threat if they're following some infantry dudes along, fucking up big things for them.
Yep.
Right.
But if that's not what's happening, fuck no.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of money on killing tanks. You know what they spend to kill a dude? 37 cents.
So anyway, apparently, they're just not the happiest little troops in the world.
Man, if you guys are that committed to breaking shit, just shoot your officers and walk as a group
away.
to surrender.
Ukraine is trying to get that out to the Russian soldiers.
Yeah.
That they can, in fact, surrender, walk in the other direction.
Yeah.
So they don't have to abandon their equipment and run away.
Yeah.
They just walk forward with a white flag.
Yeah, shoot your officer, take his pistol in case you see a woodland creature, and leave your fucking weapons behind. Go be a prisoner. War's over for you.
Yeah.
So some Russian troops have posted on social media begging for donations and showing a side-by-side comparison of their ghastly first aid kits in comparison to what the Ukrainians have.
Well,
Huh.
yeah.
So again, it appears the kleptocracy forgot to equip its troops and train its troops and so on.
So what
Well,
are we going to
again,
do with
most-
Russia after we install Ukraine in charge of them?
I hope we let them rot behind an iron curtain.
No, what I'm saying, right? It looks like Russia's really, really fucked. And
Yeah.
may actually be having to consider the fact that they may get counter-invaded.
Well, and again, most of these troops thought they were doing, field exercises. They didn't realize they were going into active war when this all
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of
these
them were
deployed
shocked.
units. These weren't reserve units, right? They didn't call up their National Guard and send them. These are units that were actively,
Supposedly
Yes,
going to guard
supposedly.
against something.
yeah. So anyway,
No.
Aye, that does fit with if they really have gotten and things we should be looking at ourselves, America. How used to sending in really good troops, followed by what the fuck ever as a blocking force are we? Because that seems like that'd be a really easy thing to get used to doing.
Right.
the history of U.S. National Guard units has been pretty good. They're reasonably well trained, and they put them through a.
Yeah, but everyone else is already dead if we call it the National Guard.
No, we sent National Guard to Iraq. We sent
Right.
National, right?
Russia appears to be addicted to sending in Spetsnaz with who the fuck ever as a
Oh,
blocking
right.
force, because I can
Yeah.
use who the fuck farmers can be a goddamn
Yeah.
blocking force. But are we also stuck in that? Right? I've heard some stories about us using wildly too good troops to go after the local meth dealers.
Fair.
So
Yeah. No. All right.
Again, none of us are used to fighting on the scale that the
Oh,
Russians
yeah.
and Ukrainians are fighting on, right? We've been doing the global war on terror, which
Yeah.
is not good practice for an actual war.
no,
So,
I can't remember some time when the Afghanis opened up with 12 real artillery things
Yeah.
by crews. Who knew
no,
what
the
they were
question
doing.
you would ask was, how many of the people in today's tank units were at 73 Easting?
Yeah.
So,
Even that
and the
90
answer is not
fucking
many.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Boomer Rex is about downtime. Tell me the good news, sir.
So you remember Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who is reported to have done all sorts of illegal stuff. But anyway, he's the top state lawyer in Texas, and the state bar is suing him for professional misconduct related to his lawsuit challenging the 2020 presidential election.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So drive on, guys. Anyway, a few hours after he was sued by the bar, Paxton's office announced an investigation into the Texas Bar Foundation for facilitating illegal aliens, yada, yada, yada. So, what's the first thing he does is a misuse of his office
Yep.
for personal gain.
Yeah.
Hey, add to the charges list when the time comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If
that
I
means
were,
that time's got to come.
if I were I would certainly add it to that lawsuit.
Yeah.
When did Mississippi sheriffs get all fucked up and crookedy?
I have a suspicion sheriffs have been all crookedy
Fair.
since about the time we invented the word sheriff.
Yeah. There's more of a markety place, passy aroundy bit, but anyway, let's see. No, I'm just curious how corrupt cops stayed corrupt cops and what the life cycle of that is in the South or anywhere. Hey, if that's our terrible future.
The places where it has persisted,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there are examples. Those corrupt cops, you're saying corrupt cops. The standard corrupt sheriff, right, lets a couple of whorehouses and a couple of gambling establishments operate and then bills them protection money.
Yeah.
Right? But the rest of the county is appropriately policed.
Yeah, it's St.
right?
Louis, but
So it's a system that works.
Yeah.
With some little additions, right? At least that always seemed to be the standard in the South, right? Going back into the 50s. And
Yeah.
So on. So anyway, that's
All right. Interesting. Okay. Dumbass of the day. Who are we discussing now?
oh yeah. So, Stu Peters, who promotes white nationalist propaganda and conspiracy theories on his podcast, told gubernatorial rally goers that their political enemies are pedophiles aligned with Satan. And so it's just the standard thing, right? That you start to talk about political enemies and so forth, and them uniparty rhinos and the liberal Democrats and communists, right? And it just goes downhill from there. You have to call them out, right? These people want to steal and poison and groom and, yes, rape our children. They're demonic, literally. I think some of them are actually possessed by
Is he
demons.
talking about Matt Gaetz?
I wondered that.
Like, I'm just asking, just a question.
Yeah.
So, I suppose you can answer it with "Forgive and heal thyself." But anyway, just standard idiot rhetoric.
Yep.
Right,
But
and
it
this
works.
immediate trip into just fantasy.
Yeah.
So
All
pretty
right.
standard. Pretty standard maggot.
Fair. Governor signs bill criminalizing mail-in abortion drugs, but not little blue pills, oddly enough.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I feel like those two things should go hand in hand.
So,
Aggressively.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed a bill Thursday criminalizing abortion-inducing drugs that are provided via mail, right? And so you're talking about a fine not to exceed $50,000 and imprisonment not to exceed 20 years, right?
Oh, well, good to
So
know.
they're
we put
trying
some-
to they're trying
caps
to
on.
plug the holes in their anti-abortion,
Yeah.
right? So once again, if you're a major national company and abortion is unavailable in your state and they have these kinds of laws, you need to leave the state.
Yep.
And if you're a woman of childbearing age and you're employed in
Bail.
one of these states,
Bail.
get the hell out.
Get
Just
it the fuck
leave
out of
them.
Dodge.
Take a shitty job somewhere else, even.
Absolutely. And if your husband agrees with this shit, divorce him on the way.
And if you need help to move, people will help you.
Yep.
Look around. There are people out there who will assist in this. It's funny because I am very, much getting to a point with all of these laws where there's going to be an underground railroad for women to get abortions. This is happening. For realsies. In today America,
It
people.
existed before. One of the things that's happening is that a number of companies have moved into red states in, larger cities, and established little liberal islands, right? And there are a number of people who followed them into it who are now talking about leaving.
Good. Leave now.
And that when that workforce leaves, the workforce those companies have to have is liberal.
Yep.
And when they walk away, the company's going to follow them or die.
Yeah. So move now and tell your people we'll pay for your moving expenses.
Yep.
We'll help.
Get you a good accountant. I bet that shit's deductible, even.
Yeah. I'm sure
Even
there are
in the
ways
individual taxes,
that
it's
these
a fair amount.
companies can figure this out where they're going to say, look,
Yeah.
these new laws are unacceptable to us. We respect you, our people. So we need to leave and we're willing to take you all and we're going to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
End of discussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and companies will follow the workers.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and in this case, the companies can figure out ways to take their workers.
Yep.
I've known multiple companies. I've known multiple people who have, gotten hired at a job and that job helped them move, helped them find a new place to
Absolutely.
live, helped everything, right?
Yep.
This is something that companies can do. And think of all the billions of dollars of profits you're making right now. Use some of that for something good. Please.
Yep.
Prove to me you are not the horrendous people I truly believe you to be. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, you can do it, corporations. Shock everyone. Be the good capitalist this time.
Yeah.
Don't make
fucking-
common cause with authoritarians.
Yep.
Make common cause with labor.
Give these people raises and move them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Louisiana lawmakers advance bill that would classify abortion as homicide. Oh,
and allow it to be
I'd say that was
prosecuted
fast.
that way.
Joy of joys.
So anyway, which would allow them to charge anyone who got an abortion and or was involved in that with homicide or being an accessory before the fact or after the fact, etc.,
Or both.
etc.
Hey, everyone
What it
out
would
there
also do
that needs an
is
abortion.
most in
Just do
vitro fertilization procedures, you wind up with more than one viable zygote.
Yeah.
And so one is selected for implant and the rest are killed. By the definition Louisiana is using, the destruction of those unused zygotes is mass murder.
This is ridiculous. Seriously. This is getting way out of hand already.
Yeah,
And it's
well,
just
they've
started.
been waiting for this for years.
Small government.
And they got a bunch more to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, go ahead and vote for the Republicans. Live in the world they want to create.
All right. Updates with BoomerX. We got a couple of health threats. Tell me about these.
So we now have CDC, and they've been following it all along, but they're now actively involved in trying to figure out why the hell kids are dying because their livers died. They say, we simply don't know enough at this point, right? We're throwing a great big broad net,
Yeah.
right, to increase the understanding.
I'm going to throw some dead livers into the science blender and check some shit out.
Right. Typically, right, the
I hope it's plastics.
that's shit. Typically, this kind of liver damage is caused by one of the hepatitis infections. These have not been present in any case that they have looked at so far. There's been an adrenovirus that was present in a number of the cases, but maybe that's just the spring cold, right?
I can't wait for the idiots to hear adrenovirus and misinterpret because it sounds the
Sorry,
same.
adenovirus.
No,
What did I call it?
Adrenovirus.
Yeah.
So I was picturing rounds of various crazies going off on adrenal.
Yeah. Cut out your adrenal gland. It'll save you from the... Is that...
Drink things till you turn blue, fuckers.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
So anyway, it was...
That's how you own the libs. Be
Yeah.
blue.
On the list by
We'd have to be nice to you if you were Smurf people.
Or, stop eating, fruits and stuff and get
Scurvy?
scurvy.
What the fuck's
Yeah.
wrong with you? Don't wish scurvy would be. The internet, eat fruits and vegetables. You'll get scurvy
At
and
least
fucking
take
die.
your vitamin C.
Anyway, Republican. Oh wait, you had another story.
I've got another story.
Okay.
This one's going to sound like science fiction.
Oh. I was like,
You know how we've been talking about the benefit of young blood?
yeah.
Young blood.
Which actually has some established...
Yeah.
Okay. Turns out you don't need blood.
What do you need?
You just need feces.
This is what you've been saying.
Oh no. Fucking weird, huh? Like,
Transplanting fecal microbes from young mice to old mice reversed key signs of aging in the guts, the eyes, and the brains of the older animal. Further experiments showed it works the other way too.
Yep.
Moving microbes from the aged into younger mice caused the younger animals to show signs of aging.
So take your kid's poop and boof it.
yeah. Fuck it.
Literally, just.
I don't judge you, the internet.
So far, we've only tested mice guts, right? So again, your human mileage may vary. But I
Someone
saw
with a
that
plot.
study and I'm going,
Not valid in all areas.
holy shit.
Hmm?
So,
Well,
again-
and let's be honest.
so the use of young
This
blood.
is a great way. For
That's why the cabal is stealing the children, is to steal all the baby poop.
That's right. They've got them in farms, right? They got them caged, and they just want the poop.
No, but think this is a great way for poor families to make
Just get the
money.
shit out
Bring
of
their
them.
kids in to poop, and
Yeah.
have that poop be put into other, people, older people.
I'm all fucking for it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get another one of our things taken off YouTube.
Again,
Anyway.
this is new research. We don't know what is going on
And
with
we're
it,
laughing
but
about
it's a
it.
possibility
Jesus
that poop
Christ.
from young people might make old people
young
younger.
again.
But I'm not your cockroach supervisor, so don't let me oppress you. You do what you want, right? You have rights.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about, we talked the other day about Republicans and, calling the Roe vs. Wade draft leak like this horrible thing. So one of the words that they've been using, which I forgot to mention last night, and I was so annoyed when I realized I forgot to mention it, was they've been calling it an insurrection.
Yeah,
How long have they been waiting to use that to minimize the very real insurrection
that
that
they
happened last
participated in.
year?
Yep.
How long have they been waiting for something like this to stumble along and be like, oh,
Well,
a
You
draft
gotta
leak,
tip
it's
your
an
hat to
insurrection.
whoever really
It's an
came up with it.
insurrection. Fuck.
about 16 months.
And again, you said that they haven't been able to find any real laws or rules that keep this sort of a leak from happening, so nobody could even be charged with anything.
No, and a very similar leak happened when Roe v. Wade
Yeah.
was being considered.
That was my favorite part.
So
Is this shit's just come full circle?
this is not the first leak. It's
Yeah.
not going to be the last.
Oh, but
leak.
they're making it. Oh, this is the only time this
Because
has
they
ever
don't wanna
happened in the history
They don't want
of
to
the
talk
court.
about the effects
They
of
can't.
overturning Roe v. Wade.
No.
They don't want us to talk about the fact that the assholes in Mississippi are talking about making this a homicide. They don't want us to talk about the fact that the assholes in Tennessee are trying to prevent you from getting Plan B.
They're not talking
Right.
about how Texas is trying to keep you from leaving state borders.
Yeah, and Missouri.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want
No,
us
they know
to
this
talk
issue
about
kills
that.
them fucking dead, right? Raid kills bugs dead levels in the suburbs or anywhere you find any number of women who are afraid somebody in high school is going to get them pregnant and derail their fucking life and
That's
they're going
right.
to die in that town.
And remember, the big thing about this has
And
never
I grew
been
up in a
about
town
keeping
like that.
babies alive or anything
Fuck
else.
no.
They don't give a fuck once the baby is born, which
They
is
don't give a
proof.
fuck whether the baby is born.
Yep.
This is all about one thing. This is a way to punish high school girls who did it and got pregnant.
And got
It's
caught.
never been
And
about
got caught.
well, yeah, got pregnant, i.e. caught.
No, I caught as in like can't go visit family in wherever or
Yeah,
right.
which used
It's
to be
always
the
been like
solution.
this.
Yes.
The fucking schools for bad girls all over the eastern
Yeah,
seaboard.
absolutely. But it has nothing to do with the survival
no.
of those children. It was a way to punish young women who
Yeah.
had sex.
But not
And
young
that's
men.
all it's about.
But not young
fuck
men.
No, of course
No.
not. That's what
It's
they're
not the
supposed to
man's
do.
fault that
Boys-
the birth control didn't work. It's not the man's fault that the condom broke. It is
It's
all
a trap
her
girls.
fault,
Yeah,
and she should
Boys are the
suffer
only
for it.
ones that cause pregnancy.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm all about. I've been seeing a lot of things. So back to what I've been seeing on Facebook. What I have been seeing on Facebook, really, which recently, or today, I should say, which I've been all about, is that if we're gonna seriously go down this route, men should have mandatory vasectomies when they hit an age.
Right. And
Because
what they-
these are reversible, okay?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a simple process. It doesn't hurt them or anything.
Yeah,
It is
most of the time
reversible.
it's outpatient.
They can reverse it at a time when they can prove that they are mature enough and have the ability to afford a child and make that decision appropriately.
I've already
They have to have jobs. They have to have a house.
They have to prove that
And
they can
have
take
to-
care of a
and they
baby.
have to have a wife and a successful marriage.
They don't have to have a wife.
They have to have a wife and at least 3 years of successful.
We want to do partner or
They can have a partner of any whatever of their choosing. Don't care.
but I don't think we should be doing the Republicans' job for them either way.
No.
Yeah.
More if Joe Biden wanted to kick off moonshot stuff because I saw another article float past talking about blah 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 cure cancer. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Once you have something in your back pocket when you start down that path, don't talk about that path.
Yeah.
But I do think you could do the easily reversible long-term birth control for men, which I think would be universally popular, if not universally fucking adopted.
Very probably.
Yeah, it's a tragedy that the spray-on condoms were such for garbage.
I'd never
Um,
heard of spray-on condoms, but the whole idea.
It's a weird, cute idea, but there's a whole weird thing when you're blowing cool, like, latex spray paint, basically, on your bits.
Yeah.
Going, that's going to be a
It
bitch to
used
wash
be
off
bigger
later.
than that, or-
Yeah.
Boy, that shriveled right up.
Oh, no, the weirdest one for that is the clonocock systems. Where you have to put your excited member into weird, like, hot-ish goo and hold it for, like, 2 minutes. And, like, it's the most unnatural. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
We've
And
taken
it
a turn.
deposits hot plastic on your...
Well, no, this just allows you to then pour in latex and make a clone of your bits.
Oh, okay.
Fun. Okay, so let's move on.
This is what happens.
This is what happens when I don't pay attention for 2 minutes,
Yeah.
apparently. So, Trump had a rally for today in Pennsylvania for Dr. Oz.
How'd that go?
Oh, they booed him. Every time
No.
his name was said, there was 2 pre-recorded messages. They booed at both of them, the whole crowd.
Was it just they were booing him because he's
they were
brown, or
booing it,
like
Doc-
You mean
Dr.
Trump
Oz?
wasn't there?
He
they booed Trump?
was, but they were fine with Trump. But they went there for Trump, and they booed Dr. Oz. I don't know why it didn't say.
Well,
but
Oz
that's
was...
what happened.
Trump was there to support Oz.
Yes,
That's
but
my
they
news.
don't want Oz. They just wanted to hear
Who
Trump.
who's ever seen him would want Oz?
Oprah.
They don't give a
Oprah's
fuck.
like used her fucking margin. We
Yeah.
should
So,
agree as a society.
when-
she's birthed enough monsters.
When he finally took the stage, hours later, these people are soaked. It was raining, so people are unhappy already.
Gotta
They
love it.
booed him a couple of times previously, and now he finally takes the stage, and they boo him more because
Good.
they didn't want him. They wanted Trump. So
Of course.
yeah, that's the
Sure,
only
fuck
reason
it.
why they went. So fuck them all.
That's for sure.
I read a very interesting story today, and y'all need to listen to this
Uh-oh.
bullshit. Indiana GOP candidate charged with murder of his wife wins a primary election while in
I
jail.
was wondering if you were going to see that.
Andrew Wilhoite, allegedly murdered his wife, who just survived breast cancer. Apparently, very recently had her last round of chemo. He murdered her by bashing her in the skull with a cement flower pot, then dumped her body in a river. He told officers they had been arguing about his extramarital affair, and she filed for divorce. So this trial is going to be in August. Yeah, these are the winners y'all are electing. Criminals and murderers. And child rapists. You know, the ones y'all yell about all the time. The pedophiles. Yeah, that's who you're voting for. Pay a fucking attention for 5 minutes of your life. Jesus fuck.
And so the question, under Indiana law, until proven guilty, he could stay on the ballot.
Yeah.
If he is convicted late enough, they will not be able to place another name on the ballot. So, and the question is he guilty? And I would offer as evidence of that he led police to the location of his wife's
After
body.
admitting that he did it. Yeah.
So.
And again, we know that, confessions aren't always what they're, keyed up to be. But if
confessions don't usually.
If
But
you know
if you
where the
can-
body is,
Can I finish this? If you can lead cops to a dead body, I'm sorry, I believe that confession.
Yeah.
If you don't actively lead cops to a dead body, then I am willing to say that your confession could be suspect. In this instance, no, this is not suspect at all. He told them what happened and said, I dumped her off the bridge over here. Here's where I dumped her, and they found the body. End of discussion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been convicted yet, but when he is, I will shout it to the world, because fuck y'all.
Yeah.
So there's an article I want to share with y'all. I haven't shared an article in a while, so this will be fun, I feel like.
okay.
What's it about?
So there's been fires
Don't know.
in Russia.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, no, let's talk about this. The Washington Post did a story called "Mystery Fires at Sensitive Facilities Compound Russia's War Challenge," and this was written by Liz Sly, Annabelle Timsit, and Rachel Pennant. A series of unexplained fires and explosions at strategic locations in Russia, including storage depots, a sensitive defense research site, and the country's largest chemical plant, have raised suspicions that at least some may have been caused by sabotage or Ukrainian attacks. The latest incidents on Wednesday, Russia media reported explosions at 3 storage depots in Belgrade. Yes. And Voronezh.
Voronezh.
Ah. Yeah, EZH. Yeah. And Kruzk region near Ukraine's
Got me.
eastern border, an area used to supply and reinforce troops engaged in Russia's battle for control of the Donbas region. I bet all you Russians are just laughing your asses at my pronunciation of your towns and cities here, and I apologize. I don't have any Russian in my brain, so I can't can't do it. No casualties were reported in the blasts, the report said. Belgrade's regional governor, oh boy, Vyacheslav and Gladkov was quoted saying authorities had extinguished a fire at an ammunition depot after an explosion. He did not specify the cause. Russia's state-owned news agency TASS said that 2 loud bangs were also heard overnight in Voronezh, about 200 miles from Ukraine. Russia Today, another state-owned media outlet, quoted regional governor Roman Stretsvat as saying that a Ukrainian drone was shot down over Kursk, about 70 miles from Ukraine. Wednesday, explosions followed 2 blasts on Monday at oil storage depots in the city of Bryansk, also near the Ukrainian border. Footage shared on social media of one of these blasts suggested it was caused by an air or missile strike, according to a tweet by Rob Lee Sr., fellow at Foreign Policy Research Institute. The depots are less than 100 miles from Ukraine, within range of that country's Tochak tactical ballistic missiles, Lee noted. All of the sites hit are likely involved in supplying fuel and ammunitions to the troops engaged in Donbas, and the damage may hinder Russia's efforts to sustain its offensive there, Lee said. Russia has not said what caused these latest fires, but earlier this month, the Kremlin accused Ukraine of carrying out a helicopter attack against a fuel depot in Belgrade. Ukrainian officials have declined to comment on whether Ukraine was involved, but they have not discouraged suggestions that it might have been.
I love it.
So yeah, and it goes on a little bit. It's got some more information in it, but I'll share it on the Facebook for y'all because it's pretty long, but it's got a lot of good stuff. So, yeah. Go Ukraine! Woohoo!
Russia's firing missiles out of Russia and into Ukraine. There's no reason Ukraine can't shoot back.
Fucking fair play.
Fuck them.
And if any of you Russians out there have been involved in this saboteur, well played.
Yeah.
You're our favorite. Keep it up, and we support you all the way because we, again, do not blame the Russian people for the acts of
we are about to punish
top.
the living
Little
shit out
cookie
of
boy.
And I feel bad about that, but at the same
Absolutely.
time, I'd expect them to do the same to us if we had a similar
nothing
issue.
personal.
Yeah.
So we get it. But We love y'all, and
You don't want to be
You-
treated like scum? Convince your military that war crimes are a bad idea.
yeah. No, so thoughts and prayers to you good people who are stuck in Russia. Try to get out if you can. Now's the time. Bail.
And devious and thoughtful, like, wishes
Again,
on your fucking military.
Biden has said that, if you've got a degree, and, you want to come over, you do not need a company to support you.
GTFO.
They will take you and they will find you a place to work. So come over. We're waiting for you. We're
Yep.
here.
Right, wrong, or purple, it'll be easier. You're white
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
just on
and
average.
yeah,
Right.
it's good things. So, I think that's it for tonight. I think that was
Ukrainians fucking
a lot of
water
fun.
the fucking Kremlin.
Yeah.
I fuck them.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. Don't forget to share those memes. I've posted lots of memes. I've got
Yep.
more coming.
you and God need us to
They're
have an
good
airship.
ones, too.
So what I really need you to do is not just enjoy those memes, like them, laugh at them, heart them, whatever, and share them with your friends. Please, please, please hit that share button. You can find us on YouTube as Boomer Rex. Remember, when you click on our YouTube, I don't care if you don't listen to the whole thing, just hit that like button. It is very important right now. YouTube changed their algorithms. You need to hit that like. Or check your favorite podcasting service for Boomer Rex Tonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts.
Yay.
And hit us up on Twitter at BoomerRexTonight. So we hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll
Indeed.
see you back here on Monday at Boomer Rex Tonight.
All right.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.